Hi. I'm just finding where I am and stuff. I'm still learning. You know. Videos. Live. Aha! There. No, I'm not. Wrong one. Sorry. Hi. Oh, we're sideways tonight. What's all that about? You can see. I'm just going to go with it. Hi, Marilyn. Right, so we are sideways. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. I know. Hi, Sarah. Am I sideways? I suppose if you make the screen bigger. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just don't know. Anyway, this is how it's going to be because I'm not fighting with it. Because I don't like technology at night. So that's up. Right, I'm just going to hang about. I think I am a little bit early. If you're watching after this, it's probably too late. You'll have seen us faffing for 2 minutes beforehand. Just flick forward by 2 minutes. And we'll get there. Or maybe it's even 5 by the time I finish waffling. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to share it. So I know last week people couldn't find us. Let's do that. I will eventually learn how to do stuff. So tonight we're jelly printing on fabric with the Thirsty Brush new collection that I have on Create and Craft on Tuesday the 7th at 7 AM, which is really early, and 11 AM. Right, so I've shared it to them and we'll see what happens. Right, I do have a giveaway as well. Hello, there's 8 people it says here now. I must be one of them. And the chat's gone. Let us know if you can see all right. I know we're sideways. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I will have to read up on it and actually do something. But you can make the screen bigger by clicking. There's like a little box in the bottom right hand side. If you click that, it will open it up. I'm just going to make a start because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So this is, I did show it on my Facebook Live on Tuesday, the new Thirsty Brush collection. That's on Create and Craft on Tuesday at 7 AM and 11 AM. I do have a giveaway tonight as well. So after the video, if you leave a comment under the video and share as well, please, that's lovely if you can share. If you leave a comment under the video, I'll pick a winner from there next week and let you know. So we'll leave it running for a week so people can join in. And then I'll announce next Thursday on the YouTube Live. And hopefully this time I'll be the right way around. 3rd time lucky. So this is the collection. I will show you it briefly. And then I will show you some samples as well. So this is the, I can't remember what we're calling it. Flowers. We'll go with flowers. We'll call it Flower Frenzy. So these are nice big 5x7 stamps. The idea behind these when I first started drawing them was the fact that the nice big prints for the jelly plate, there's so much more. If you're a card maker, scrapbooker, fabric painter, mixed media, the everything. There's such big images that you can pick images out of to make them smaller. You don't actually have to have them as big. Either you can just pick a section of it and stamp that. But we have Lush Leaves, Flower Frenzy and Flower Grade. Then we've got 2 lots of dies. One is called Wish, self-explanatory. They're lovely big dies, and Mixed Up Hearts. So, and they're fabulous. I love them as well. And then we've got 2 stencil sets. I'm going to show you what I've been doing with these. They're pretty basic shapes that you can sort of integrate in everything. I love them. I've wanted them for ages and ages and ages. But I'll show you some samples really, really quick. I won't go through as many because I know some of you seen them the other day. So I made this canvas with the die, and see how big it is. It's fabulous. But the canvas, I popped in lights behind it, which you probably can't see very well here. So that is cool. I'll pop that behind us. Now these ones, I haven't got a very big space, you know. We're kind of winging it, but you can take it quite like cardy making, and you can take it vintage. So, I mean, anything I've done on a card, you can do in a scrapbook and so on, in an art journal and so on and so forth. I've made a little journal. It still needs pages though. You can make plaques. That is one of the dies, and what I've done is I've used the Wow embossing powders with it. It's a card. It's a plain simple card. You can just mix and match them into each other. So I've used 2 of them together. Look at that die. How awesome is that? I'll just pick out a few more. There's the heart dies as well, the big heart. And then I want to show you, I'll show you that one as well, just because it's so pretty. Oh, and that one, I'll have to show you that one as well. So I'll not show you many, but I'm going to show you everything. I can't see any chat. I'm going to have to see what I've done to my phone. I'll do it in a second though, because I want to show you these. This is what was in my head when I first designed them from the Gelli plate. So this is the stencils, and what I've done with these is I've started putting sentiments in ready to cut out. So this is actually a Gelli print, and I've used some of the rub-ons from Teresa Connolly on the How to Craft Network.co.uk. That's where I'm getting the rub-ons from, and I'm using them in all these shapes basically to mat and layer them. But this one, what I've done, this is Yupo paper, so I've put alcohol ink all over, and then what I've done is I've stamped and heat embossed as fast as I could over the top of it with the stamp. But then this here is what was in my head. Hold on, I'll find it. So there's one with the Gelli plate. There's 2 with the Gelli plate and 3 with the Gelli plate. I mean, look at that. This is what was in my head. I mean, imagine you could cut the flowers out, 3D them up, so on, so forth. They're just so cool. I'm very excited and I can't wait to see what everybody does with them. I'm just going to check this. What is going on with the live? Ah, everybody's there. Hi. Hi, Brian. Hi, Dominique. Hi. What was saying about the side? You're on the sideways wash. But that's good, Marilyn. Next week, it's teething problems. Next week, I might actually get it right. No, it is. Before that, I might do another one, just to impromptu little live, just to see if I can actually get it right. So, as promised, I said I would show how to dye Gelli print on fabric. I'm going to use the new collection, of course. It would be rude not to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it onto a bigger block, just for the time being. Right, what I'm using is acrylic paints, and you sort of need to put it on thicker than what you would for paper. I'm going to show you the bag that we're going to actually work onto. This is the Gelli printed bag that I did the printing. My mum did the sewing. So this is what we're going to decorate in the finish, but I'm just going to give you a brief on how we'll go. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Shaz. Hi. I'm so pleased you have found us. I know I'm on the side. I'm terribly sorry and all that jazz. Sorry. I'm doing a giveaway tonight though, but I'm leaving it on all week. So if you share the video and then after I've finished the live, if you go back on the video and leave a comment underneath, you know where it says leave a comment on this video, leave a comment and then I'll pick somebody next week and announce it on the YouTube live on Thursday. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a couple of the prints to show you how I did it. And then I'm going to go on to stamping onto it to cut out to finish the bag off. It's pretty simple really. I'm just, with acrylic paint, you can't use a fabric paint. I do have fabric paints. This is in textile one. Actually, we'll go with that one in yellow. And then I can do a darker on top. You want it a little bit thicker than you normally would on paper because it's got to soak into the fabric as well. I found doing them pretty simple with not too much detailing at first, then you can layer over, and it also leaves like a backing paper type feel. I've got the world's squeakiest brayer as well, so that's what I did, plain and simple, straight away, and I went down over the top just like that. How is everybody anyway? Like I say, if anybody comes back and watches after I'm done, just skip in for 5 minutes or so. I think I'll leave a comment below. Yes, leave a comment underneath the video once I'm not live anymore, because the live chat totally vanishes when I go off, so I cannot see what anybody's doing. So if you share the video for us where you're allowed, and then once the video is finished, go back on the video and leave a comment underneath where it says leave a comment. So there's the first print. Oh, I tried to tidy up. Did you see the picture I put on Facebook of the desk of doom? This is not calico fabric. The bag I did it on is calico fabric, which is like a creamy colour. This fabric is from my friend Jules Bell's shop. It's artfuldays.co.uk. This fabric, it's a white canvas. It's quite a heavy fabric, but it'd be brilliant for bag making. And then I'm going to go over, this one's called a ruby. There's plenty on there. Clean your brayer off, remember. You don't want to contaminate the colours, because red and green you will end up with a really funky colour. A funky brown or something. I'm doing them pretty simple. Once you get the hang of it, really, you'll be flying with it. And I am going to find, I put a stencil down. Of course, it's vanished. I was going to use the petal one, but we're going to go with this one. Straight down. And then you'll be able to see where it goes in. And then, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit off tilt. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, the fabric's completely up to you. I think calico's slightly off-white. I do quite like it. It leaves like a warmer feel about it. But the white shows up the colours brighter. How cool's that? So it's just the same as doing it on paper. But you just have to be aware that you need a little bit more. And that's what I did on the bag. I went along portrait all the way, and then I did a line sideways. And that's how it ended up looking like patchwork. And then what my mum did was she embroidered all the lines. I did not wash the calico first because it was for a bag. If it was for clothing, I would wash it first anyway, because your fabric shrinks a bit. But that's it really. And then just keep going. All your different colours, cleaning your brayer in between. All the paper that you clean your brayer on, do keep forever and ever and ever, because you'll make up so many things. A lot of the stuff I've done for my show on Tuesday is from the prints that I did off the other bag. Obviously the other bag was done before this stuff came in, so but what I'm going to do next is, I've already got some made, but I do want to show you quickly how I printed on the fabric. I've got fabric done here, coloured, ready to go, so you're not sitting all night. But this is what I did. I use a Versacraft fabric colour and then heat set it before I colour. But I'm just going to stamp on a little bit I've got all me. I don't actually need this many magnets. I do want to stress that, but I found them all, so I'm using them. And then, obviously, you would use a bigger bit of fabric if you wanted the whole thing in. What you could do is cut that down, fray the edges, and just have that as a card, like in a journal or your card blank or whatever. There's not really that much difference between paper crafting and fabric crafting. It's just learning a new surface, really. I won't need all this. You can use your fabric in the Eureka. If you want to fold your fabric down, take this mat out of your Eureka, which is a Stamps by Me stamping platform. It is awesome. It's your watercolour. It's awesome. It did start off as a watercolour station, wasn't it? So just down. Obviously, it hasn't come up straight away. I do have a bigger one, actually. Where's it gone? Well, we'll just stick with this one. We've started now. I'm not going to leave you waiting for us. I've already got you sideways and back to front. It's so easy. It is just another surface. It's like anything when you first start out doing it. When you first start out using Yupo paper or rice paper, anything at all. Anything at all. It's just a new surface to work on. And then just keep going. I think this ink pad's on its way out. I think this is the one I tried to use last time. Remember when I did the t-shirt? I'll force it down. I had plenty on. I'm not going to use this one anyway yet. Do you know what it is? Take your stamps off the paper. Seriously, start stamping on your walls and things. You can do so much more than what they're there for. And I mean, this is what I intend to do when I'm designing. So I'm going to stop there with that. Basically, you can see how I stamped on it. You would iron it on the reverse with your VersaCraft and start then. So I'm on this one, which I've already heat set and everything. Now, again, when you're fabric painting, if you don't want it to spread out too much, don't put as much water on it. I'll just use a bit of this. You don't need to paint on really, really thick either. Just layer it up. If you want to stop it from spreading, sort of dry it. But if you use a smaller brush, an acrylics or your fabric paints, then you tend to have more control. Because if you've got a good water brush, it constantly has a small flow of water coming. If you haven't got a good water brush, use a proper brush and keep dabbing the water off as you go. But I promise, it's once you get the hang of it, and even if it does bleed out, if you're going to cut them out like I have, then so be it. Once this dried, what I did as well, because mine they've got a little bit of tuft to them, I mixed some PVA glue with water, loads of water to the glue, and I brushed it all over the back, and that way it stops your fabric fraying if you're going to cut them out. Loads. Obviously, what you can do is just jelly print your fabric, stamp onto it and cut it out, and you don't even have to colour. You can just add highlights in with a Posca pen and things like that. If it's for fabric, I would possibly take a bit more care in what product to use. You can just use acrylic paint and iron the back again. It is a plastic based paint, so it will stay on, but you don't really want to cut it. You don't really want to put it on really, really thick, because you'll end up with like a crinkly feeling. But like I say, water acrylic paint down now. If you've got a decent acrylic paint, you can water it down quite a lot, and it still won't it won't lose any colour. Sorry, I'm trying to read comments as well. Am I missing them? Have they stopped coming in? If I'm missing any comments, I'm terribly sorry. You can always message us after though. I'll leave a comment if you've got any questions. I know I'm going through it quite quick because I'm dying to get to me bag. I'm dying to decorate it. All I'm going to use is an acrylic glue to glue these onto my bag. You can get proper fabric adhesives, but I can't find any in this room of doom. Oh, what I need is a full house just for my craft stuff. So I can just shelve the whole house. So I can find everything. And there you go. That's pretty much what I did on all of these. And I just cut them out. And again, just as long as you've got a sharp pair of scissors, it's really easy to cut out as well, especially once you've had the glue on the back and let it dry. You can actually put the glue on the back first. You can use a fabric stabilizer. You absolutely can. Use a spray starch one if you're going to do it onto your clothes and you want it a bit more firmer. But you can get things like this fabric stiffener, but they do go kind of rock hard, which is why I say the glue, because it stops it fraying, but it does stiffen it slightly without too much. If you're going to decorate a full bit of fabric and you want to turn it, like put it over the base of a plastic bin or a plastic something to make like a vase or a bin, a waste paper bin, you can get things like Powertex, this one, which, what did I do with it? This one here, which is basically DecoArt fabric stiffener. It isn't a very big, I haven't tried it. I have used Powertex, I've used Paverpol, I've used the Prima, which is your Finnabar. Mixed media ones, they do a fabric stiffener, and I've not tried this one yet, but stiffens and shapes. But Aleen's Glue do a spray called Stiffen Quick, which made us laugh a lot. Just my head, really. Stiffen Quick, which I've seen used on leaves and things like that, because I've got a plan. I've got so many plans, so little time. So that's how I got to this stage anyway with the bag. Then I sent off the fabric to my clever mum, who has now told me that I really need to learn how to use my sewing machine. I can sew, I just don't choose to. I don't need to when I've got her. And what I've started to do is I've started some of the stencils. I'm going to cover you over here. Right. So the idea behind this bag was do the fabric, the jelly print, so it looks fine, you can use it. This is my craft tote now, but I want it to like an art journal so I can keep going with it all the time. I'm going to move you over here so I can see comments. So this is now my craft tote / shopping bag / everything art journal. I want to work on each square as I go, hence this. Now I know a few people were interested and asked me, Mum, about making the bag, printing the fabric, or me printing the fabric. It does work out really quite expensive. So if you can sew, do it yourself. I'll find somebody who can sew. It does work out quite expensive to do. And we got quite of a shock, actually, how expensive it was to do, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to... All right, so everybody okay? Everybody's still here? Haven't scared everybody off. So I'm going to take my... I've lost a stencil. How? I haven't even moved anywhere. Oh, there it is. So you've seen the banner stencil. I'm going to do a little bit more stenciling with this one in a white, just so I can see the colour a bit more. I don't know where I'm going to put this now. And I'm just going to do it with a brush. And I'm working onto this one. So I've put some blue in already. I'm going to work over with some white. Hiya, Helen. I'm pleased you're here. I think people are finding it quite hard to get in. What I need is 1,000 subscribers, basically, so I can get the full YouTube experience. So I'm told. There we are. I'm just adding some white in. And this will be like my art journal. So you can add lace to it. You can add whatever you want to it. Really. Lace, anything. Like I said, I'm going to glue it on with an acrylic glue, which I'm going to grab now and open. Have you all had a nice day anyway for the Jubilee? Have you done anything? Are you there? Has your mum added one? Yeah, it's got wadding. It's just no half a job. If she's going to do a job, it's going to be right. It's got wadding. It came with a big bow on as well, which I've took off for the time being. She said it's for my hair, but it's like wrapped around my head 3 times, so it's not a bow. It's staying on the bag. Yeah, there's no half a job, and she won't make them for anybody half a job. So it's just the way she is. She was born that way, just like I was. So what I've got is I've got loads of this fabric-y stuff in different colours, and it's organza, I think. I think when I look for it, I put in mermaid organza, and I'm going to use the yellow. The glue will seep through this and glue it to the bag as well, so I don't need to worry about that too much. However, if you can get a fabric glue, I'd probably go with that more than... It's super shiny. Yeah, I can't even remember how long ago I got it, but I got loads of different colours. And obviously you've seen how little I use, but I'm sure I've typed in mermaid organza when I bought it. I also know that Rowan-Dean do some lovely organza, Rowan-Dean embroidery. So I've got all my leaves and things and my flowers. So I've got Flower Frenzy, I've got Luscious Leaves, and I haven't done the other one. That's probably what I was supposed to do when I got distracted by pretty things. And I'm going to build up the bag. And again, I've got the yellow and the flowers are quite bright. What I might do is try and grab some black that was under here. Or maybe it's not. I can always tuck it back in later, can't I, with the black. I can't locate it. Is this it? Oh, I'll tell you what I have got. I've got this. I might add a bit of this in as well. And that'll just give it the contrast that I'm after. So I'll put that one down first. You will have to put it to one side for a few hours and let it dry. But this is coming to the telly with me. Oh. I think it was asking us to sign it next door's telly there. I don't know what that was. I can hear movement. I think Christopher's hunting for food. So what you can do is you can pop all your flowers and things down and then go back in with your Posca pens, or you can do it first. I'm going to do it after, once everything's dry, or I might try and do a bit. So this is an acrylic gel, which again, acrylic paint, acrylic glue, sorry, will make everything stick. It will dry clear, so it doesn't matter if you get it anywhere else. I'm just going to start sticking. You wouldn't ruin it, Sheila, because this is what I did it for. I did the massive bigger bit of fabric, and this is what I did it for. I wanted to be like an art journal. We all work in our journals, we work on cards, we work on everything else. But I thought, why not have a bit of art that you can keep going with, add whatever you want to, sew things onto it still. It's made with like a soft wadding, so we can add extras to it. Again, with these flowers, if you don't want to cut the bitties out the middle, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? The inside of a flower? Stamen? No? Just draw them on after. I've cut them off the little one and I've left them on the big one. You don't really need it anyway. Again, this flower here, I'll show you on... Have I got another one? I did have another one somewhere. This flower to the side there, can you see? I'll show it off there. It looks like a sideways butterfly as well. Your gel medium would work, yes, Dominique. I would actually put that on a bit more sparingly, just because it will dry in a lump. The indigo blue, actually the indigo blue paint, the indigo blue acrylic paint is an acrylic paint and a true fabric paint. And they do the smaller ones now. I seen them on Sarah's website today. The indigo blue mixed media paints, and they were only £3 the little pots, and they last for ages. But they've got to slap it on fabric glue, and they've got the slap it on Brain. If you message Kay anyway from Indigo Blue, she'll let you know which slap it on to use if need be. Just tell her I sent you, she'll know what it's for. But yes, if you want a true fabric paint, that's an acrylic paint and it's a decent one, I recommend Indigo Blue, and Kay's ever so nice as well. Like I say, Sarah's got them in on the Funky Fossil website as well. So I'm going to keep going with this on. I'm going to end up with so many flowers on the bag. I'm trying to think of anything else that I can give you little hints with that will just help you, make you feel a little bit less scared of doing it, really. So all the leaves as well that come off the Luscious leaves. Now some of them come off and they're missing a bit. All I've done is, where's the stamp? Here, I'll show you on this one. All I've done, these ones here, is I've just cut them to the shape or cut it off there, and what I'll do is I'll tuck them in. So don't think you've got to stamp loads just to get one decent leaf. Just sort of curve it round with your scissors. It's, at the end of the day, once you've bought the stamps, it's up to you how you create with them. And also, this is another fun thing. On this, I did this one on the side edge of the fabric. I've left the frayed bit on as well. I thought that would look quite cool and leave a little bit more texture. And once this is dry, again, you can go in with buttons and all sorts. All sorts. So much fun. I'm loving it. It really is. You can do anything. Anything at all now in crafting. And there's absolutely no right or wrong. I was having this conversation today with Phil. Find your name. Philip. I was going to call you Phil. Philip, about it, there being no wrong. There's no way you can be wrong now. There's so many different ways to do things. And we're also saying as well about things being wonky. I was saying, like, some of my stamps might be wonky and things like that because they're all hand drawn. They're not stock images. I've drawn them all. I'm getting very excited about it as well. So I'm going to tuck these leaves in so they're behind, so it looks like there's lots of foliage. Yeah, they are. The Indigo Blue paints are fabulous. I mean, I've got pots which I've had when I was on the Indigo Blue design team. Maybe it's a couple of years back now. I've still got the paints off then. They last ages. Right, I'm going to leave that one there. But I'm thinking I'm going to start up on this one now because I've got all this. We may as well keep going. Do you think? Is everybody all right? We've only been here half an hour. I've shown quite quick. I had all these plans thinking it would take ages. But if I just shown the steps, would have been here all night if I did the fabric. When I did the fabric for this bag, I literally took us all day. All day. I had a lovely time, but I was thinking, I've imagined doing that in a video. As you all be bored to tears. So it is just jelly printing. It's just a different surface, so it's just a bit extra paint, so it sits better. And also let the jelly plates sit on the fabric a little bit longer. You know when you stamp on the fabric and you leave it a little bit longer to soak in, just the same. Yeah, and obviously the Indigo Blue paint is a mixed media paint. It's a true fabric paint as well. That just comes in handy to have all this little bits of knowledge. So this one here, the Flower Frenzy, what I've done is you get one flower at the top or the bottom that you can cut out fully, and then them all joined on, you can cut them out all three together or just a couple and have them like that. I'm not going to put those ones on. I'm going to grab a Posca and show you. I'll just knock it over again. So if you join us every Thursday in here, you'll get used to us pretty quick if anybody's here that doesn't normally watch us. Jumping all over the place. The Indigo Blue paints are really, really nice. They're an acrylic paint, true fabric paint. Message Kay, she'll happily help you. Just tell her I sent you. It's all, that's good. I'm pleased. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know what I'm like. I'm itching to go and try it once I see somebody else playing. I don't want to keep you all night. But it might, I might need a new Posca pen. So add in your highlights as usual, just as you would on paper. Whatever you would normally do on paper. Again, the acrylic paints, you can get watercolour effects as well. You really, really can, but it is permanent once it's dry. I'll have to learn how to make the use the sewing machine, Sarah. You know what it is? I would make everybody a bag if I could work the sewing machine. I've got one. It's all singing, all dancing, the fancy thing upstairs, and I can't even thread it up. I know how to sew. I'm on painting a backpack for me mum. And she gave us the pattern, and I knew straight away which way it went and things like that. But she'll have to sew it again because I just can't. That's not working very well, is it? I need a new Posca pen. Stick that on the list. But there we go. And you can actually go in with more paint after this as well and do just what you put on a card. Like I say, it's just learning a new surface. You can even go in with like a Posca pen and add in your flower feelers, your stamens. Stamens? I don't know what they're called. The inny bits. Just adding in. You can even make this darker. Like outline it. So if you want to go in and bring out some more detail, if you add too much in, you can always go back over. Add in your own, because the lovely big images on these stamps, you can sort of go in, you can do your Zentangle and your doodles into them, and I left it pretty much open to interpretation. So I have so many samples. The DT samples have started arriving as well. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm gutted that it's a 7 o'clock show though, and I'll have to get up. I'm really not good on a morning. I was there working with Catherine one morning, and we did an early morning show, and she says, I've never ever seen you this quiet. Never seen this quiet since morning. It's far too early for this person. But there we go. Anyway, I hope it's helped. I hope I answered any questions that you were thinking of. Well, I couldn't see the chat and things like that. But remember, share the video for us, because sharing is caring, and leave a comment after I've finished the video. We'll come back on and just give it a few minutes to load back up. Come back, leave a comment under the video, and I've got a giveaway for you. I'm going to give away a stamp and a die and a stencil of the new ones, and I'll announce that next Thursday. I'll show you which ones it will be in case you want to get the rest, you know. It will be that one, and that one. So that's the giveaway for next week. I'll announce it next week. You need to leave a comment underneath the video when I'm finished though. I can't see the live chat when the video is finished. And I promise you, it's just the same as working on paper. And at the end of the day, if you're using calico, you can get it for next to nothing. Calico, I think it's like £3 a metre. Get a metre of it and play and practice. It's like anything, isn't it? Practice makes perfect, and you don't know until you try it. Just play. I will show quickly just before you go. I'll just do it with this quickly because rather than find it. Just to add the shadow behind. Now this is an Inktense pencil, which apparently once it's on fabric and you've wet it, it stays permanent. Oh, and there's adding your shadow behind. And then you can flick your paint at it as well. It's so cool. So again, if you share the video and you leave us a comment after, I will announce the winner next Thursday on the YouTube live from the comments. I'll just pick at random. And sorry, you've lost us. I'm concentrating. So there you go. You're adding your shading behind them as well. You can actually do this with a lighter colour than what I've used, you can go in with a grey acrylic. You don't even have to do it if you don't want to. It just makes everything pop to the front. I'll get a picture of this and I'll try and add it as a thumbnail at the front so you can come back and have a look at it. I don't know if I can do that. I'll try. But again, subscribe to us if you haven't. Get your friends to subscribe because I need 1,000 to be able to do more, which is crazy. Yep, Sarah, Amazon, you can get like 3 litres of calico, 3 litres, a metre of calico for £3 off Amazon. If you want the white fabric that I use, which I do absolutely love, I don't know how much Artful Days have got in, but it's only £6.99 a metre for when you want to make a bag. Thank you, Helen. It's cheap as chips, and it's a proper canvas material. It's gorgeous and it's bright white, and it doesn't break the bank again. But practice on calico. Go to your charity shop and get an old sheet. Practice on that. There's so many different bits of fabric that just get left. If you've got old sheets upstairs, just go and rip one up and practice on it. I mean, practice with your rubbish paints and things as first as well, or just stamping, whatever. So don't forget to come back and leave a comment underneath the video once it comes back on. Not yet because I won't be able to see it. What I'll do is I'll go back around, I'll find a different white pen or some white acrylic and add in the highlights here just like I showed you. And I'll try and get a thumbnail picture on. And thank you so much for keeping us company. Bear with us. Hopefully I'll be the right way around next week. Miracles might happen. We could end up upside down and back to front. Who knows? It's all learning for us. But have a lovely weekend. Happy Jubilee celebrations or whatever you're doing. And enjoy the long weekend. And join me Monday at 7 a.m. Tuesday, the 7th at 7 a.m. on Create and Craft. Have a lovely night. Goodbye.